There were a couple of wonderful films when I used to work with corporate clients and training motivational programs. One was called The Abilene Paradox, one of the classic motivational films of all time. Had a great moral. Here was four people. Somewhere they were sitting in a diner, whatever, hanging out. And one of them said, "Oh, let's go to Abilene." "Oh, okay." Everyone agrees, let's go to Abilene. I don't know if it was a 2-hour drive or a 8-hour drive, whatever it was. But somehow they're all in the car, they're driving to Abilene, and each one of them, as they're driving to Abilene, they're starting to think, why are we going to Abilene? I don't know who suggested this, but I'll go along. I guess the other three want to go, so I'm not going to speak up. I'm not going to spoil everyone else's good time. I guess they all want to go, so we'll go. And it turns out she was thinking that. He, in the front seat, was thinking the exact same thing. I don't really want to go, but I guess the other three want to go, so okay, I'm not going to say anything. The other one in the front seat, the other one in the back seat, all four of them were having these thoughts to themselves. It was all foggy in their mind now. Who suggested this in the first place? At some point it seemed like a good idea, but no one had the courage to speak up and say, I don't know, is this a good idea? I don't know, I'm having some doubts here. They all end up in Abilene and have a miserable time, and finally someone says, well, to be honest with you, the whole time we were driving here, I knew this was going to be a bummer, okay? And then all of them spoke up and said, yeah, I had the same thought, I didn't want to come. Well, it's the Abilene paradox. They were all trying to please the others, whereas the source telling them inside each of them individually, this isn't a good thing, this isn't a good idea. Why am I here? But because they were so focused on aiming to please the others, all of them ended up miserable. Another one of the training films related with this Abilene paradox was GROUPTHINK, was the name of the film, and it's the name of the phenomenon. Same thing. We're all going along with what seems to be a good idea. There's this momentum that develops from the group, the community, the flock, the herd. It's the herd instinct. Let's not make any waves here. Groupthink is what caused that one rocket ship to blow up in the sky. I forget which one it was, where a bunch of astronauts got killed when they did this detailed analysis of what caused the disaster. It was because all the engineers, many of them had their doubts about the safety of this mission. But just like the people driving to Abilene, they all said, well, I have some doubts, but everyone else seems to think this is a great plan, it's a great design, this is a fail-safe mission, so who am I, dumb little me, who am I to speak up? Well, it turns out there are a lot of these people who had their doubts, but they all went along. They didn't want to make any waves. The group consensus was so overwhelming and this momentum was so strong, they said, I'll just go along and I'm probably wrong. Well, because of their lack of courage, because of their herd instinct, some wonderful Americans perished. Groupthink, pleasing the herd, going along, conforming, instead of listening to that itch that says, hold on, this isn't right. Instead of listening to that itch, heeding that invitation that says, come outside the box. Come out to the wilderness. There's an amazing promotion waiting for you out here. And this promotion that's awaiting you out here, this blessing, this quantum leap, this extraordinary experience that's awaiting you out here, this is a boon of such value. You can bring this back to the community and elevate the entire community because of your courage to wander from the flock.